Hello, my wonderful Scorpios. Welcome back to Vovo Drag Tarot. I, of course, am Joni Vovo, a drag performer based in Sydney, Australia, in Sydney's inner west. And can you believe I got through all the May readings? So I've just started out doing readings on YouTube and the interwebs, and I was very happy I made it through the first month. Now we're up to June, and I'm cycle back around to you, Scorpio. So we'll see what comes out of the cards today. Also to say, I just finished a gig. If you're familiar with Sydney, I was over at the Burdekin on Oxford Street for this wonderful, wonderful hyperpop party. I performed Venus. It was a lot of fun. And yeah, just got home, so I thought I'd do some tarot readings, catch up on my schedule. So, Scorpio. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising, then this reading is for you. This is a collective reading, so take what messages and stories resonate, and if it doesn't fit, it simply just does not fit, and it just means that the message is for someone else watching on. I'm using a Rider-Waite deck, and I'll be doing a Celtic Cross to look at your current situation, what problem, challenge, learning experience you might be currently facing. We'll also look at some advice and a possible outcome. And while I do look at what's coming up in the future and a possible outcome, remember, you do have free will. So please just take this as a chance for you to perhaps have a bit more clarity and insight about your situation. But you have your own mind and heart and intuition, so make your own choices, of what's best for you. I am a Virgo Sun, Scorpio Moon. So I'm always, whenever I do a Virgo, I did Virgo in the last batch earlier in the week. And, as I'm reading it, it kind of hits me along the way. So I'll be interested to see what comes out of this reading for y'all and for me. All right, one more shuffle and then we'll get started. Okay, you ready? Current situation. Okay, here we go. Oh, Seven of Cups. Okay, so the Seven of Cups is that perhaps there's a lot of choices in front of you, and it can be great to have options. You might be thinking about your career, and it's like, well, I could stay where I am, I could try and get a promotion, I could change companies, I could work for myself, or it might be just looking ahead into the future. You're like, all right, well, I don't know, do I plan a holiday? Do I buy a house? Do I move? Do I hang out with these people? Do I invest my energy here? Do I invest my energy there? So it's very much about choices and options. However, you can see here in the card, out of each cup is all sorts of random stuff. We've got, I don't know, like a laurel. We've got, I don't even know what that one is. Someone wearing a sheet. We've got a snake. We've got a random head, a mountain. So it can very much be that even though there's a lot of options, there's a lot of uncertainty. And you might be at a point where you're thinking, well, change isn't always good. You can have the best intentions, you can make all sorts of plans and preparations, but if you change path or invest in somewhere new, you don't always know how it's going to turn out. And what you see on the surface might not be what is the reality underneath. So this card can be about illusion. If we go on a more negative path, it can be about deception. So it's very much about weighing up your options, but also trying to be as wise and see things as clearly as possible. All right, an interesting starting place. So let's look at the immediate past, and we've got Seven of Wands. Okay. All right, so 5s and 7s can be about conflict. So 7 of Wands, you can see this person here. They're kind of on a, you know, in a higher position on top of a mountain, or, but they're kind of defending their position. You can see these 6 under Wands are trying to reach up for them and knock them off. I don't know why it came to mind, but knock them off their high horse. So perhaps you've been in a situation where you've really felt that you have had to defend your position. So perhaps you've made certain choices, or you have certain values that you've lived out of, and you know, people have seen your life, seen what you're up to. Maybe you've had a level of success, or maybe people perceive that, you know, everything's going well for you, and for whatever reason, they just want to knock you down a peg. Maybe they're jealous, maybe they are judgmental and don't think you deserve your achievements. Maybe they think you're big-headed, but it's very much, you know, this past energy is that you've had to be very solid in yourself, what you believe in, know why you're doing what you're doing, so that you can not lose your footing and, I guess, stay true to yourself. All right, that's interesting. We've had 2 7s now. So 7 of Cups, 7 of Wands. So it just generally seems things are a bit unstable and a bit murky. Okay, again, I'm a Scorpio moon. This is, you know, resonating just a bit. Okay, let's look at what's coming up ahead. It'll be very interesting if we have another 7. Oh, wait, no, is it? Oh my God, it is. Wow, okay. 7 of Pentacles. And it was inverted. Okay. So 7 of Pentacles is all about, where will you invest? So you can see this person here, you know, they're standing with some sort of farming tool, and they're standing over these grapes. So they planted this, and they're now investigating if where they invested has flourished and had a return to them. So it's very much about discerning and deciding where to, is this path worthwhile? If I put my energy here, will it have impact and meaning and multiply, or will it not? And so it was inverted. So I'm going to tie it back to the 7 of Cups. So remember I said that this card can be about illusion, or about if something on the surface presents a certain way, but then, you know, behind the scenes, that might not be the reality. So it looks like coming up, there might be a situation where you realize or have clarity that certain areas of your life that you've invested in may not have had the return that you had hoped for. Wow, okay, 3 7s. I mean, I am not an expert on numerology, but if you are, look it up, see what that is, 777. But yeah, very much, yeah, there's a lot of, I mean, it wouldn't be a Scorpio reading, right, without a bit of instability. So, you know, we've had you having to defend your values and your standpoint. We've got different options coming up, but you're not certain or sure which one is going to come through with the goods, so to speak. And it looks like in time, perhaps you will have that clarity. Whilst we're here in illusion, it's going to become quite apparent where you may have invested, where it kind of led to a dead end and didn't return to you or have any abundance. Oh, Scorpio. Oh, that's intense. All right, I'm going to now look at the cross energy. And I find this interesting because the cross energy, like I said, is maybe the challenge you're facing, a learning experience, area of growth. I feel the 3 cards we've already had, there's already been a bit of challenge and area of growth. So whatever this cross energy is, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Okay, ready? Ah. Sorry, I'm laughing again. Scorpio moon, this rings a little too true, too close to home. 4 of Swords. So this has taken and is taking a lot of time and energy and investment and mental stress and emotional load. Like, I'm sure this is taking and has taken its toll. So the challenge is to get some rest. Take some time out. I suppose when you're in the thick of it, it's kind of hard to have some perspective. And perhaps you've been in the thick of it for a while and it's kind of taken its toll. So trying to move ahead with some sort of perspective, clarity, and also having your own inner resources. To be able to face all that, you're going to have to rest. Rest, recoup, process. This card isn't necessarily about it, but it's kind of what I'm vibing. Also to heal, do a bit of healing. I think that's going to be part of it as well. You know, because you're not going to be able to see those 3 sevens through if you're not balancing it with rest and time out. All right, let's see what you're aware of about this situation. So what's sitting in your conscious mind? Ace of Pentacles inverted. Again, Scorpio moon, it's a bit too close to home. So this is all about all the aces. You can see here, the hand is just popping out of the cloud. So it indicates when, let's just say, when the universe decides to pipe, is that the right phrase? Pipe in with their input. So Pentacles are all about the practical world. It's about your energy, your time energy, and what you put your hand to, and then the fruit of what you put your hand to. So it can be work, you know, you go to work, do the job, get the money, or, you know, whatever your work is, you produce something, you know, add value, and ideally you get value back in return, whether that's money or something else. Pardon me. So because this is the Ace of Pentacles, it's very much, I suppose if we look back here, because there's so much uncertainty and so much illusion, and it's really hard to know which path to take and what to trust. Because like I said, at face value, it might look good, but then, you know, once you see behind the curtain, it might be something completely different. And perhaps as you're taking time out, you know, instead of just fighting the battle, you're like, all right, I'm going to take some time out. And you're perhaps waiting. Oh God, I know I am. Perhaps you're waiting for the universe to weigh in. You're like, well, I don't know which direction to choose. I don't know where to invest in. I don't know what's going to have a return. So I'm just going to see how things play out. However, it was inverted. So perhaps you've been waiting a while, or perhaps you're starting to realize, oh my God, I'm going to eat my own words. Perhaps you've started to realize that maybe you can't just wait for things to play out and see where it lands. I mean, maybe you can. This card can have 2 meanings. It can be a delay. So it might be saying be patient. Just wait a bit longer and there'll be some clarity and some direction will come in. Or it could mean that that it's not about waiting, and you may, instead of waiting for the universe, you may have to take action into your own hands, which is really hard. Oh, I don't know. I'm looking forward to when we get to the advice card to see what's going to come out. So yeah, like I said, two different meanings. It's either delays, or it may be, instead of waiting for the universe, you may have to make a decision. All right, let's see what you're not aware of or what you don't see coming. And we've got, ooh, okay. So, like I said, Pentacles is all about the practical world. It's where you put your time and energy and what result you get from doing that. So I've got the Eight of Pentacles. So you can see this person here, they're just bashing away, producing these pentacles like over and over and over again. And often this card is about mastery. So, you know, if you want to achieve a goal, learn a skill, level up, it's about doing the hard yards to get there. However, it was upside down. So it may be that the way forward in this situation is not just to keep bashing your head against the same wall and expecting a different outcome. So, you know, you might be very much used to getting through these difficult situations by working really, really hard, by just, you know, investing 200%, doing all the overtime, overextending yourself. And perhaps that's worked. Perhaps that's really, you know, perhaps that's gotten you really far in life and got you out of a lot of situations. But given this situation where things are a bit murky and unclear, it looks like just working really, really hard isn't going to be the answer. And, you know, if we go back to the challenge of rest, it looks like stepping back and having some perspective, processing, and seeing things a bit more clearly with a bit of distance is going to be the path to figuring out how on earth to get through this situation where there's just so many options. I don't know which way to go, and I don't know what to trust, or I don't know what to invest in. I told you, Scorpio moon, this is just uncannily ringing a little too true. All right, let's continue. Let's continue. All right, let's look at advice. Okay, this better be good. Oh, no. Okay, so this card is, okay, kind of similar to the Four of Swords. So, in your time out and resting, something you're going to need to do is look at all those things that are keeping you up late at night. When you're lying in bed and your mind is racing and you're overthinking, overanalyzing, going round and round and round, when you're just filled with stress, grief, overwhelm, all those racing thoughts, that's what you need to process. To sort through this illusion, you need to do a bit of work. I hate that. I hate that. But it is what it is. I'm just reading the cards. So, you know, perhaps a lot of the illusions, you know, granted, you get a job, they promise you certain things, and then you get there and realize, oh, actually, you know, this company isn't what I thought, it isn't what they told me. But, you know, if you go into a situation with all this shit that you're carrying around, you might be projecting onto situations illusions. You might be so worried, you're like, okay, well, this is what happened in the past, so if I go into this situation, it's going to happen again. If I go into a relationship again, if I date someone, it ended badly in the past, it's going to end badly again. If I start this new job, I'm going to be overworked and burn out, and it's going to happen again. So So it's very much pulling all that apart, healing it, and also realizing that, you know, the past is there to teach us certain lessons. If you learn the lesson, you can move on. You can heal, you can go in, have wisdom, clarity, have boundaries, have better coping mechanisms. And, the past isn't doomed to repeat. If you can break out of those cycles and learn the lesson and move on. Oh, Scorpios, this got really deep. Okay. Let's look at external factors, and we've got the Queen of Swords. Interesting. So the Queen, and it was inverted. Ooh, Scorpio. So the Queen, ordinarily, is very astute, and, if there's some sort of social dynamic, some sort of setting, she'll be able to see what's going on, and if whatever's fake, whatever games people might be playing, she'll see through it, and she'll call it out. Upright, she'll do that with compassion and with the intention to, I guess, break people out of negative patterns and cycles and, help people level up and become the best versions of themselves. If it's done with compassion and kindness. Upside down, so there might be someone in your life or some person in your life who is just throwing a lot of criticism at you. And actually, I'm kind of getting the feeling that this is you. I know this card's sitting in the external factors, but if it's not someone in your life who's being very hypercritical of you, I have a feeling this is your inner critic. All these stories you're telling yourself where all this stuff happened in the past and it's going to happen again, I think your inner critic is tearing you apart and saying, well, all these things happened because, you suck, you made mistakes, you're weak, you're I don't know, you're dumb, you have no skills, you have no worth, you have no value. And again, this was sitting in the external position, but I would dare say your inner critic doesn't necessarily align with your higher self. It's, we all do it, we all have it, but I have a feeling your inner critic is on overdrive at the moment. So that might be something that you need to face and, bring this back around. There's probably bigger truths and greater truths that you could be telling yourself. And, you did your best in a situation and you learnt and you grew and you moved on. So show yourself some kindness and compassion. And also see those situations for what they were. You may have made mistakes, but possibly in that context, there were other factors that were, setting you up to fail, or that didn't put you in a very good position where you could succeed, or, achieve your goals, or achieve, what you were trying to do in that situation. Whatever it is, work, relationship, social, family. So, do the work. Rest, face those illusions, tear them apart, and, bring that truth-telling back around and do it with compassion to yourself and the situations you've been through. Whoa, this got really heavy. How are you doing? All right, I'm going to continue. I'm sorry if this is very intense. Please take care of yourself. Just, clock off from this video when you have to. We'll keep going. We'll see where this goes. All right. Where are we up to? We've done advice, external factors. Oh, hopes and fears. Okay. You ready? Oh, okay. So Two of Wands, this is good, this is good. So, where we started, it was very much speculative. It's like, okay, I've had to defend myself. I don't know what's coming up in the future. I don't know where to invest. So Two of Wands is very much this energy of, okay, this is where I am now. This is what's safe. This is what's familiar. I know the lay of the land here. I know how to navigate it. I have a level of control. Is it time to branch out and do something new? So this person here, they're in their castle. It's what's known, it's what's safe, it's what's familiar. And they're looking out to the horizon, wondering what's beyond the horizon. Is it time for me to venture out, walk away, try something new, not stick with the familiar, not do my normal routine and what, there might be certain paths and strategies that you've always used. It might be time to do something completely different. And it might be, if it's something you've never tried or done before, it might seem a bit, scary or daunting, but you're in this place where you're thinking, okay, it's time for something new, time for something different. I don't know what lies on the horizon, but it's time to move away from the way things are and the way that I've approached things up until now. That's kind of cool. All right, final outcome. And again, you have free will. Just give me a moment. My cat is clawing at the door. I'm just going to let her in. Come, Puss. In you come. Hurry up. Hurry up. Hurry up. Okay. Sorry for the delay. All right, where were we? Okay, final outcome. And again, free will. Oh, I'm so glad that's where we ended. The Empress. So, the Empress is the Queen of Queens, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. So she has all of those aspects, connected to her emotional intelligence, connected to her ability to manifest, connected to her mind and, knowledge and spoken word. What am I forgetting? Connected to Pentacles. So the ability to, create and invest in herself and invest in others. So the other cool thing about the Empress is that while and also just to say, don't get too lost in genders. So even though the Empress represents femme energy, that applies to everyone. We all have aspects of the masculine and the feminine inside ourselves. But anyway, so she is very much about, so the Emperor, they go out and they, it's very extroverted and outward and dominant energy. And so they go out, they forge and they create. Whereas the Empress, you can see, cat, knock it off. She is very comfortable here on her throne. She doesn't have to, venture across the kingdom, commanding and leading armies and whatever. She is very much in a position where she's stable. People come to her. What she imagines and wants, she can manifest it and it comes to her. That might not have made sense. Let me try again. So the Emperor very much has to go out. What am I saying? Words. It'll come to me. Okay. So the Empress is very much about receiving. So, if we look back at the energy of where we started. So, 7 of Wands, 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles. You were doing all the work. You were going out to the field, you know, plowing the field, planting the seeds. It was all about you having to forge and do the work and to find and, I know this sounds bad, but like if there was something that you wanted, you had to pursue it and create it and forge it. So it was very extroverted and it took a lot of work. The Empress, however, she is able to sit fully in who she is and herself and know that the things that are meant for her will come to her. Okay, there we go. We got there. That's the right explanation. So, you know, very much going back to this illusion and very much back to this Eight of Pentacles. So instead of working really hard, bashing your head against the wall, hoping for an outcome, it looks like here, the way forward very much is process. Process that inner critic and that past. Process it, heal it, let it go. Rest. That's what you're called to do at the moment. And then I'm going to go back to the upside down Ace of Pentacles. You know, I said there were two meanings, and one is like, instead of waiting for the universe, you know, get up and do it yourself. Since we ended on the Empress, I'm going to go back and say that there's a delay. You know what you need to do, and once that's done, you'll be sitting in a position where, if you're centered, know who you are, know your value, know your worth, then things will come to you, and the right way forward will present itself. Okay, I'm happy with that. That ended on a good note, even though it was a bit tumultuous along the way. Oh, okay, Scorpio. Sorry, that was a bit all over the place, but I think we got there. Like I said, I'm just starting out doing these online readings. I would much appreciate it. If this resonated with you, please leave a comment. I would love to hear your feedback. You know, hit the like button, hit subscribe. Wow, this went to 30 minutes. I usually just do 20. So anyway, I'm going to have a quick look at the bottom of the deck, just out of curiosity. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to say there's some things we need to, lumped myself in there, we need to process, okay? 10 of Wands. This needs to be healed and thought about. 6 of Wands upside down. Lack of moving forward. This needs to be processed and resolved. Hierophant. Maybe there have been some structures in your life that have been difficult, damaging, had an impact on you. I think they need to be investigated, healed, and let go of. Okay, you know what you need to do, Scorpio. All right, bye for now. See you next month.